Hi everyone, this is Chapter 6 of General Principles of Exercise Prescription. It's very important to remember that for exercise training programs, they are to be designed to meet individual health and physical fitness goals. So for your client, your patient, it's individual. The exercise prescription should include cardiorespiratory aerobic fitness, muscular strength and endurance, flexibility, body composition, and neuromotor fitness. You want to also make sure that you include there's 4 components of exercise training for an exercise training session. So you have your warm-up, you started off 5 to 10 minutes, light to moderate intensity, that you could do cardiorespiratory or muscular endurance. There's conditioning, so that's when you do like your actual exercise. You could do the lifting weights or just a specific muscular exercise, and it could also include neuromotor. 20 to 60 minutes aerobic resistance exercise. And then we have the cool down, 5 to 10 minutes, light to moderate intensity, including cardiorespiratory and muscular endurance. And then we have stretching, 10 minutes of stretching. It's really good to do it after either a warm-up or after a cool down when the muscles are warm. So now we're getting into the cardiovascular endurance exercise FITT-VP. The frequency for the cardiovascular endurance, you want to make sure that we have either 3 days of vigorous exercise, 5 days of moderate, or you could do a combination of 3 to 5 of both. Intensity, moderate to vigorous intensity is recommended for time 30 to 60 minutes, moderate 20 to 60 minutes, vigorous anything of 20 minutes or less. It can also be very beneficial for sedentary adults. The type, just as long as it involves major muscle groups and it's continuous and rhythmic. The target volume is you want to maybe just go to 500 to 1,000 minute walk a week. Pattern, the exercise may be performed in a continuous interval or just multiple sessions. Adjusting exercise duration, frequency, or intensity will help with any goals that the clients have in progression. And so now here is resistance exercise training FITT-VP. The frequency for this would be 2 to 3 days a week training, focusing on each major muscle groups. Intensity either 60 to 70% 1 RM, moderate to vigorous, 40% to 50% 1 RM, light to light would be really good for the older adults. To improve muscular endurance, 50% or less 1 RM. There's no specific timing of training. It's just depending. You would just have to see what your client wants or the patient, what they can do, fatigue-wise, or if they get tired. A type would be, just remember, major muscle groups, multi-joint exercises, pretty good, and then there's also single joint exercises, so you're just going to be working on a particular muscle group. Repetitions, 8 to 12 repetitions of movement, strength and power, 10 to 15 reps if you want to do more for like endurance, that would be really good. Also 15 to 25 is also good for muscular endurance. 2 to 4 sets is the recommendation. Pattern, you could do as long as you do like an interval of resting, and then also after doing resistance exercise, you also want to make sure you let that group muscle rest for 48 hours until you work it out again. Progression, you will get greater resistance, more repetitions per set, so that would be the endurance kicking in, and you can also be increasing in frequency. Flexibility is very important. It targets major muscle tendon units, so you have your chest, shoulder, trunk, hips, lower back, neck, anterior and the posterior of the legs, and ankles as well. So there's very different types of flexibility. There's ballistic, which is the bouncing. Just remember B for bouncing, ballistic. you're going to be using the momentum of your body to produce the stretch. And then we have static, slow stretching, muscle tendon group, and you're going to hold the position 10 to 30 seconds. We have dynamic, it's a slow movement of stretching as well. And it's a transition from one body position to another. So kind of when you're just side to side type of stretch. And so two parts of the static stretching is we have active and passive. Active is almost like you're going to be holding a position using the agonist muscle. An example would be yoga. And then we have passive. It's a position holding a limb, other body part with or without assistance. Proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation, PNF stretching, is isometric contraction of a selected muscle or tendon group. So basically, contract and relax. You're going to contract and relax. FITT-VP for stretching is 2 to 3 days a week is pretty good. The intensity would be until you feel tightness or slight discomfort. Time for static stretch 10 to 30 seconds. For older adults, holding a stretch 30 to 60 seconds could be very beneficial for them. PNF stretching would be really good, 3 to 6, light to moderate. For each major muscle group tendon, you do want to stretch. For each flexibility exercise, target time is 60 seconds. The pattern would be 2 to 4 times repetition, and flexibility is most effective with warm muscles following light aerobic exercise. As I mentioned previously, it's very good to do after a warm-up or after a cool-down. Methods for progression are unknown for stretching. Then we have neuromotor exercises. These would include balance, coordination, gait, agility, and proprioceptive training. The FITT-VP frequency is for 2 to 3 days a week. Intensity has not really been determined for this. So now, and then for time, we have 20 to 30 minutes a day is fine. Type exercises such as Tai Chi or yoga is recommended for older adults, and it also helps with the reduction of falls. There's optimal volume. Number of reps and intensity is not known yet. Another thing, pattern hasn't really been determined for this, and also progressions are not known yet. Sedentary behavior and brief activity breaks. Sedentary behavior negatively impacts cardiometabolic markers, body composition, and physical function. There is a reduction in sedentary time, and it results in health benefits. So the more you're active, that's going to really reduce sedentary time, and it's really good to take activity breaks. If you've been sitting for a long time, stand up, stretch, do some little warm, do a walk, a quick walk, anything to get your body moving. And that is it for this video.